welcome to a new vlog. My name's Maree. If you're new to my channel and if you're an oldie but goldie, welcome back, and I hope you've had fun since the last time I seen you. So this week we are going to be going out for a day trip with my friend. We're going to meet up in a place called Grapevine. I'm not sure all what we're doing there. She knows what she's doing. She's lived here for many years, so I'm just going to follow along and see what we get up to. But for today, I've got some editing to do and some computery stuff things to do. I do want to show you. Oh, I just looked over here. Look at my plant. She's on her way out. But these are really pretty, aren't they? Really lovely. They're sweet and dainty. They would look nice if I had done multiples of those in one big bowl. I think they would have looked really pretty, and I've already forgotten the name of them. Anywho, I did bake a cake, but it was a box cake. It wasn't from scratch. But if you ever see a pistachio flavored cake mix, I recommend buying it and making it. I did vanilla flavoring. Actually, this would be a good cake to make for St. Patrick's Day because it's green. But I did vanilla flavoring because I didn't want it too pistachio-y, but my husband didn't like it, so now I've got to try and eat my way through this cake. Here are my tulips. Actually, you know what? These were a really good price because I've seen on the internet there's a place in Dallas somewhere where it's tulip fields and you can go pick your own, and they're $3 a tulip. And I thought, wait a minute, that seems quite expensive. I paid $8 for 10 at Target. I thought that was a great price. So yeah, and then my other little baking I did was my orange cinnamon rolls. You know what? My husband must have been tucking into those secretly because there was a lot more than that. Anyway, for now, I just wanted to come on and say hello, good morning, welcome to this week's vlog. I've got to disappear into my study now and do some computer stuff. Boring. Seems quite dark in here today. I don't know why. The bedroom is illuminated by sunshine. It's very odd. Anywho, I wanted to ask you, what are you guys eating for breakfast? Because for the longest time, I've been fasting. I mean, it's been, I think a year and a half, maybe 2 years that I haven't eaten until about 11 o'clock on a regular basis. Every now and then I'll eat a breakfast, but usually it's around 11, between 11 and 2 to be quite honest. But I've started eating breakfast again. Did I tell you I start work next week? It's only part-time. It's back with a company that I used to work with in Las Vegas. I had a couple of interviews. I got rehired. And yeah, so I think I need to start eating breakfast again because I can't go to work on an empty stomach. So I'm gonna have one of these. I love these, they're so good. Probably not the best thing. I think you're supposed to eat natural Greek yogurt, but these are a little bit more fun. And I like all the different flavors that they come in too. So anyway, I'm gonna sit here and get into a routine of eating breakfast again. But I wondered, I need some breakfast ideas. I'm kind of running short because my husband, he loves to eat like bacon and eggs, and I just don't want to go down that road of eating that every morning. Anywho, I'm going to eat this and crack on with the rest of my day. Now, one of the things I want to do is take this ottoman out of the box because I want to measure it and keep the measurements in my phone, because if I'm out and about and I happen to come across some material that I like, I then at least have the measurements on hand that I can decide, do I want to make this purchase now or keep looking? But if I see some material and I'm like, do I need 1 meter, 2 meters? You know, at least I've got that information on hand. Plus, it's probably a good idea that I open it, make sure there's no damages. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm probably going to put it together as well, put the legs on, see what it looks like. texture and the material. Now, if my colours were blue, not green, I wouldn't be changing this. I'd be keeping it just as is. Let's see if this works. It's a lot lower than the coffee table. Well, actually, it's not that much lower. It's probably about 3 inches lower than the coffee table. So I'm going to switch this out. Oh my gosh, this is heavier than I thought. Perfect. So I'm really happy with the size of this. This is absolutely perfect. I now need to keep my eye out for either a tray, or I will make something that can sit on top of here so then we can actually utilize this as a coffee table. Now I'm gonna take the end piece off of my sofa and move it down a smidge so then we can bring in a little side table here and a little side table here, some lamps, some vases, because we don't have a lot of places that we can sit stuff on. Hopefully a couple of little chairs here maybe. I'm not sure if I'm going to put anything on this side because I do have plans for this wall for further down the road. But for now, I think the next project is keep my eye out for some material to cover this and take this end piece off of this sofa. I probably won't do that today. So anyway, I'm glad I've got this done. It's in place, another job knocked out, and we have a bulk pickup for garbage, so now we can get rid of that box. I'm going to do myself some mushroom soup, which is one of my favourite soups. I actually like French onion too, but I usually get that if I'm out at a restaurant, but I don't usually make that at home. I just do a mushroom soup. But what I've been thinking of lately, the closer I get to my start date back at work, is I wonder what my new schedule is going to be, because I had been in my Las Vegas location for 9.5 years, and so I only really ever work 2 days. Once in a while I work 3 days. The difference between working 2 days a week and 3 days a week is actually a lot when you're trying to do a YouTube channel. I know a lot of creators say it's so time consuming creating a video, and I know sometimes that's really hard to believe how long it takes to put a video together, because prior to, I thought, you know, creating a vlog, just setting up a camera and uploading it and maybe editing for a few minutes, how long does it really take? It does. It can take absolute hours, and even coming up with the ideas, because sometimes these vlogs, you know, you've got to think about putting stuff in that's new each week. You don't want to see someone doing their washing on a Saturday, doing their grocery shopping on a Tuesday, cooking dinner on a Wednesday, the same thing every week, which most of us housewives, we do have a set routine, you know. So you have to create scenarios that are different and interesting every week, even though they are still real life. If I wasn't doing a YouTube video, I might not go to Grapevine this week. You know what I mean? So I'm jumping at new opportunities. I'm creating more scenarios for me to do in order to do a vlog, which I ordinarily wouldn't do. I live a very mundane, boring life, I think. And I think a lot of people thought that when I lived in Las Vegas, gosh, it must be glitz and glam every week. No, it's just like living anywhere else. Just like Dallas, it's just like living anywhere else. So I'm interested to see how my schedule is going to work out, because the amount of hours, the cap of hours that I do each week, technically I could be worked 4 hours for 4 days, and that's really going to make it difficult for me to create videos. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to see how this pans out, because I really don't want to stop doing YouTube, because now I've not worked for 3.5 months, and I've got quite used to not being tied to a schedule. The thought of thinking, oh, you know, in September I'm just going to go away for a week, and not have to think, well, I'm going to have to ask my boss, can I schedule time? You know, is there anyone else in my department that's going to take that time off? So maybe I won't get it. Or if I take September, will I get December off as well? You know, those little things play on my mind. This freedom that I've had for the last 3.5 months has been amazing. But there are projects that I want done in this house and I have to help out, you know, so I have to make some money. And I just wondered, how many of you have stopped work, or did you just cut down your hours first before you totally quit work and went into retirement? Or how many of you are still working full time? Yeah, it's just an interesting time of life, really, isn't it? I mean, I've worked since 16. In fact, I think I told you in one of my vlogs lately that my very first job came about was because I wanted to go on a vacation, a school vacation for a week, and my parents said, yeah, absolutely, you can go. You're going to have to pay for it though. So what was actually, I think it might have been on my actual birthday, my 16th birthday, I went into town and I told my parents I'm not coming home till I get a job. And the very last place that I went into offered me a job, a Saturday job. So I've really been working since the age of 16. I'm now 56. And there's only been a couple of years in that time frame that I haven't not worked. So, yep, it's gonna be an interesting time this next few months to see how it all pans out for me. Back in the bathroom again. You're gonna get sick and tired of seeing this bathroom, aren't you? But if you remember, I did put this shelf up a few weeks ago, probably 2 weeks ago now. Whilst I was in at home, I found this really pretty little pot. It was 25% off, so I think I paid maybe $4 for it. It has this little leather embellishment here. It's just a little handle. I don't intend to put anything in it. I just intend to have the pot on show. Maybe here. I then found this. Isn't that lovely? It's just a lovely little tin. The colours are absolutely perfect for this bathroom. I thought, oh, that's a nice tin. And when I lifted the lid, I got a nice little surprise. It's actually a candle and it actually smells nice. Oh my gosh, that smells like a spa. What is the scent? Dandelion and lemon. Well, it doesn't smell like lemon to me at all. That's bizarre. I would not say that was lemon. And dandelion? Honestly, don't know what dandelion smells like. But that's not giving me lemon vibes at all. It's nice. It's the Foundry Candle Company. Yeah, soya blend candle, dandelion and lemon. Well, anyway, if my guests want to light it, they're more than welcome. But I thought I'd put this up here somewhere. Okay. I like it like that, I think. Yeah. And then so put the frame in the middle and then maybe just a little tchotchke something here. And then that will be done. It's another day and I'm now in Grapevine. I just drove an hour here. I'm meeting my friend. I'm right across the train station and that's where she's going to come in at. So I'm going to walk over there and meet her. She arrives in 8 minutes. So perfect timing yet again. Let's go and explore Grapevine. So this building with the tower is the train station. And I think they got some historical trains here as well. I think this is like the old train station. Grapevine Vintage Railway. And they have some old trains that you can go on. No train horn. So we've got to cross the railway tracks here. Oh look. Right, I think it's safe to cross. That shows you the history of the railway. Steaming towards progress, the railroad in Grapevine. Right, let's go inside. Harvest Food Hall, live music venue. Oh, hotel, yeah, the hotel's just around the corner. Visitor centre and golf station. So they have a little drinking. Oh, they have a stage here. Oh, this is quite a venue. What a pretty building. Right, let's find the entrance. Well, let's go to the food hall. So I'm back outside. This is where the train comes in. I wasn't sure where to wait. This building is pretty epic. That's, I think, the hotel, yeah. Hotel V or VU. Another outdoor little area. They got a gorgeous restaurant inside. I wonder if I can pop in real quick before the train gets here. I'll show you. I really like all this tile work on the wall. The herringbone mixed with the just regular brick pattern. It's nice. The old lights. I like this building. Boba tea and acai. Sushi. Well, there's lots of places to eat. I love this seating here with the lights. Oh my gosh. Reminds me of the old subway stations in London. Oh, that's the information centre. What a cool building. And I guess this is attached to the actual hotel. Right, let me go outside and see if I can find my friend. The visitor centre, and we just missed the clocks dinging. Oh, I guess the little people come out. Look, there's doors at the top. Oh yeah, we'll have to look out for that. Well, I might have to buy some plants whilst we're here. $2.99 for the 4-inch pots. It's a cute little store. It's a little grocery store. Here on the high street, oh, they have their homemade honey in there. This is the old jail. And it's not very big. It's a bit creepy in here. And there's the little window. Peter Pan. Narnia. I think this is the song from Beetlejuice. Yeah. Can you find Beetlejuice? Hello. Shake it all the time. Shake, shake, shake. This is a little Whoville, the Grinch setup. Oh, there's the Grinch right in his little house up top of the hill. I just bought some Texas two-step coffee beans for the husband as a little gift. This is what we've spied. British Emporium. Here we are in the middle of town, middle of Grapevine, main street there, and we have this little historical house that was built in 1871, and then we got a second one over here. This one's slightly more luxurious. I think we can, this one has a front, what are these called? These patio areas? Porch, yeah, front porch. Oh God, it's creepy. Oh, I don't think I could live in this. Oh my gosh, that's really dark. Just think of all the bugs.
And they used to grow cotton in this area. They had a cotton gin. Little grandfather or grandmother clock. Oh, look, the little children's bed with a shelf of all the dolls. And then, I guess that's the kitchen dining area. Oh, there's the fireplace that they, oh, there's too much shadow. There you go, there's the fireplace that they cooked on. But you can see how they constructed them. A layer of wood, a layer of like concrete. I'm not sure what this building is, and I don't know who that man is there. But I guess each time I come here I'll learn something more. But I really like this town. My friend's on the train. She's on her way home. I'm now headed back to the car right across the street. I'll get home in about an hour and then I'll show my husband what I bought him. Morning, it's the next day. So I am working on a little bit of a project here, and I'm not going to get it done today, I'm pretty sure, because we are waiting on Hobby Lobby to put their frames on sale. And you know what, I haven't even looked, they might be on sale now. But what I'm doing is framing the football shirts that my husband wants in his man cave. So I have 3 football shirts and I have 1 hockey shirt, and I YouTube to see how this is done. And so I went to Walmart and I bought this foam board. Now it's a tri-fold foam board because I really wasn't sure how wide these shirts were going to end up being, because I want to stretch them out to the max so they look really flat when they're framed. So what you do, if you're interested in doing this as a gift for your husband, or if you're into football and you want to do this for yourself, ladies, all you're going to do is lay the foam board on a table and draw around the shirt. Then you're going to take a X-Acto knife or a blade and you're going to cut that out. You have the board and we have the shirt. So I'm going to bring it down to the bottom so I don't have to cut that. And pretty much the cut is on the fold, so I don't need to draw that. I do need to draw where the arms are, so let me spin it around. Okay. Right, so I'm going to go from here to here and then find the seam, and now I'm going to draw the armhole like so. Then I'm going to draw from about here to here, spin it around, and I'm going to do this same here to about here, and then I need to do a dot there, oh, a little dot, and then take it up, and once it's stretched out I can always tweak it afterwards if I need to shave a little bit off the board, because when it's in the frame you don't want to see any of the whiteboard obviously. And then from the armhole to where the seam is, again I'm going to just go around like so. That's going to be the body of the shirt. And I can save this bit for the arms.
video looks really hazy. I'm not sure why. Anywho, next you want to take a clear piece of plastic. Now I'm choosing to use a sandwich bag. So I'm just going to cut it open and down the two sides so I can use the longest part of the bag. I'm going to use this as a template for the arms. Like so. You're going to lay the plastic over the arm. So now you've got the outline drawn on the plastic. You're then going to cut this out. So now you have this. Lay it on a piece of board, draw around, then I'm going to cut this out. So I have my left arm and my right arm. So this is the first step. Then you want to iron and steam everything to exactly how you want it. Like you can put in a crease here. Then you can go in and do all your really neat trimmings of the board. And then you can use this super glue tape and you just put a strip down here and put the two pieces of material together. So it needs some tweaking, obviously, but I will show you probably the end result in next week's vlog, once it's actually framed. Oh, it's 80 degrees outside. I'm gonna go outside and play with the dogs, let them have a little run around in the back garden. We bought these toys. You put a tennis ball in the end and you fire it. And the dogs have been chasing each other. They were on clearance for $4, down from 20 something. So we got a couple of those for the dogs. And I'm gonna go outside and play with them. But I needed to show you this. Remember, I was working on this last week, my little sign. So I just painted it green, and that's my mint one. So it dried nice and flat. Remember, my first one, it curled up at the end. But I made this with some leftover clay from that one bowl that I made for the bathroom. So I'm going to make a couple more for the rosemary and the basil. I'd like to ask a favor of you. Now, there is a YouTuber that I've come across. She's British. Her channel is a lifestyle channel and her name is Nissa Blake. And what drew me to her channel was that she's just moved into a brand new build home, just like me. And her channel's going to be doing up her house. So we have some similarities there, but she does live in England. She loves hiking, and basically it's a lifestyle channel. But I'd really appreciate it if you watch my channel. Would you pop over and watch some of her videos and consider subscribing? Because when I was starting out, Tina from Tina's Talk Time helped me out, and she did me a shout out. And a lot of you guys came over from Tina's channel. I'd really appreciate it if you could pop over there and just have a look at her channel and maybe subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. But for this week's video, I'm drawing this to a close. I'm gonna start next week's video straight away, and I will see you on Sunday where we're cooking up a storm. I'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. bye.